Because it's now May, we want to make sure we've got everything sowed that needs to be sowed by the end of May. Especially things like your brassicas, your cabbages, cauliflowers, broccoli and calabrese. If you want to harvest them in late summer, you need to make sure they're in by the end of this month. So you can either direct sow outside in drills, or if you've already got some plants growing on, get them in the ground now. And if you're wanting to have Brussels by Christmas, these plants need to be going in before the end of this month. These are early half tall ones as well. I've already multi-sown lots of spring onions, so all these are going to be going out in beds some point of the next couple of days so I can get them growing. But then I'll be sowing some fresh ones to grow on to plant later. Your salads as well. What you want to be doing with these is, if you've got plants already grown, ready to go outside in ground, start sowing some more. So you've got a continuation all the way through year. When you start picking these, you'll have a fresh batch of seedlings to pop out in the garden and grow on. So you're never going to be without your salads right through until autumn. And that includes things like your spinach plants. Spinach don't like hot weather, so if you've got somewhere that's got partial sun, that's probably going to work out a lot better because they can bolt and go to seed if they get too hot. By now you should have already got your tomato plants to an half decent size, so they'll all be going into the greenhouse because they don't seem to do too well outside. Unless you use an outdoor variety like this outdoor girl plant. And you want to be definitely sowing all your warm weather plants now, so you can get them in ground and actually get an harvest off them. These ones I did a bit earlier on, but these are an outdoor cucumber plant called Market More, and they're going in container garden. And then this one is a Beth Alpha, which is half the size of a regular cucumber, so you waste less when you harvest it. And your sweet corn plants, they need to be going out by the end of May, but you need to make sure you've definitely passed your last frost date because they can't tolerate frost at all. So if you haven't already grown some of these plants, just pop some seeds in and start growing them now because you've still got plenty of time. And again, your warm weather plants, if you haven't already grown some pepper plants this year, you can still sow some seeds and grow some. It is quite late in season for peppers, but people use these pepper plants as a perennial house plant. When the season's ended, you can take these indoors, and as long as you give them warmth and light, they can still keep fruiting through winter. So if you haven't already done it and you want some bell peppers, it's still not too late to get some sown, but you need to germinate these somewhere where it's warm. They need a consistent temperature around 75 degrees to germinate the seeds, so you won't be able to do them in your greenhouse because it will, again, be too cool at night time. If you haven't already got your main crop potatoes in as well, you need to get those in. So that's all your things for your late summer harvest that you need to be thinking about this month. As I said, especially things in the Brassica family, they need to be either sown outside direct or plants planted up, just to make sure you get that late summer, beginning of autumn harvest. But as we're going through late May, June and July, still, as I say, keep harvesting your salad leaves and stagger all those plantings so you never run out. And I just plant them in these. They take up very little space and I can split them off into different varieties and just label them. And then I know I'm going to have a tray of lettuce, a tray of spinach. So I'm going to split all my sowings off into little containers like that over the next few weeks. So I know I can just prick these out once they get to a decent size, and I've always got a supply or a backup of everything that I'm already growing in garden. And you want to sow more peas and beans as well. Peas, French beans and runner beans. You can still keep sowing those seeds to get later harvests once your original plants are starting to get a bit exhausted. And your little pumpkin plants as well. These are those Jack the Little miniature pumpkins, but it goes for any kind of pumpkin at any size and any type of squash. We do them in these little pots, but they do soon start to get quite a few roots. So if you wanted to plant them outside a little later, but not too much later, just move them on into a bigger pot. Something about that size, they'll be fine. Because if you're doing pumpkins especially, you want to be getting them growing so you can actually get some decent sized fruits if you're wanting your pumpkins for Halloween. So whatever you've got that's already ready to go outside now, get them sorted out and get them in the ground and get them growing. And don't forget to cover all your brassicas with netting, because the white cabbage butterfly, if not already here, is definitely on its way, and that is going to devastate all your plants if it gets on the leaves and lays eggs. So that's what I'll be doing over the next few days. I'll be getting these little cheap tubs and I'll be multi-sowing all different varieties of vegetables, so that when we get to July I've got some backup plants in case anything happens to the ones I planted originally, but I've also got extra plants to replace the ones that we've harvested. You can also direct sow outside things like beetroot and carrot as well, because the soil temperatures are starting to go above 50 degrees at night, which is perfect, and then we're getting a bit of rain coming as well, so that's going to speed up that germination process. So if you want to do some carrots, get some done outside this weekend and just put them in drills, and you can either multi-sow your beetroot or you can space the single seeds out to get larger ones. I find that multi-sowing the beetroot, especially varieties like Boltardy, seem to work really well. So in one little clump I can get about 4 beetroots growing together. But obviously with your carrots, if you do those in the drill, you need to do them as thinly as possible, because you're going to have to thin them out at some point if you want any decent size of a carrot at the end of the season. But you can still do those. So that's a few things that you can actually grow outside now from seed, like beetroot, carrots, swede. And we'll be doing a video quite soon on those, because I'm going to be putting some more extra things out there that's going to be direct sown into the ground. Anyway, I thought I'd just do a little update given the time of year at the moment, and there might be people out there that think it's too late to start sowing certain varieties of vegetables, but it's not. There's still plenty of time for you to start things from seed right through May, and some things even right up until July, but not everything, like your brassicas. If you're looking for that autumn harvest, they need to be done by the end of this month in the ground. And anything that you haven't sown already that need really long growing seasons, like bell peppers or chili peppers, you can still sow these and take them inside and then grow them on as a perennial houseplant. Anyway, thank you very much for watching that update. I really appreciate the views and the feedback that I get as well. If you want to see how things progress through the year in the container garden, the beer garden and in the oak tunnels, then please just hit that subscribe button and press the notifications bell, and we'll see you on the next video. You all take care. Thank you.